Hello, friends. Here we are again to talk about anything under the sun. I'm Marin.
I'm Isabel, and we are just two seeds. We're actually celebrating our a milestone today as we mark our 6 month as part of the podcast world. And because of this, we invited a special guest to join us as we navigate life as emerging adults.
Yes, so let us meet Angel. She graduated medical biology from the University of Santo Tomas. She enjoys reading, running, content creation, and she is also a fellow macho lover. So, hello, Angel.
Hi,
Hi,
Angel.
hello. Thank you so much for inviting me to your podcast. I feel very honored to be here. So, my name is Angel. I am 23 and my relationship status is single. So, I'm currently majoring in helping with our family business. And like Marin said, I'm minoring in matcha making. So, I'm trying to make the best matcha na pwede ko magawa. So, yeah.
Okay, exciting. Gusto ko ma-taste yung matcha na ginagawa ni Angel.
Sure. Pwede
I'm
akong
a
pumunta
matcha
sa...
girly.
Masaya siya.
So, for those new to the podcast, let us reintroduce ourselves. I'm Marian. I'm 23 years old and I'm also single. Majoring in managing my stress levels, minor in reviewing. So, mas major pa yung stress na nabibigay sa akin. So, kaya ayun yung naging major ko and minor yung reviewing. Just dapat mabaliktad ko sana siya before the exams that I'm about to take. So, ayan. That's
You got
it for
this.
me.
I am Isabel. For those new to the pod, I'm also 23 and I'm also single. And I am majoring in trying to be a good counseling student. Yeah, just trying to be a good student while also being more understanding as a human being. And I minor in making sinigang. Yeah. I try to make it like every week because I love that so
Nakatikim mo ba
much.
sa amin?
Sure. I will fly all the way there.
To make sinigang.
Yeah, I love making sinigang. It's my comfort. But yeah. Welcome to the pod again.
Today, we're going to talk about emerging adults. What is emerging adults? So, what's the idea behind it, Isabel?
All right. So we're actually going to be introducing you guys this, or just telling you about this new stage of life that we can hopefully all take a bit of comfort in. There's this there's this theory by this guy named Erickson. It's a theory about human development and how people have different life stages. There's childhood, adolescence, um, adulthood, and then the later years. But then recently, like in the past, I don't know how many years it's been, but recently, like relatively, um, there's a new stage of life called the emerging adulthood stage, and it involves people aged 18 to 29. And this phenomenon kind of showed up because they saw how adolescents take a bit longer to become adults. So if you're in between the ages of 18 to 29, this guy named Arnett proposes that you're in this emerging adulthood stage. And it's okay if you take your time here because, I mean, it's a pretty long stage of life. And we're here right now. We're all 23 in this pod, if you're listening. And you're in between the ages of 18 to 29. You're part of this emerging adulthood stage too.
Just to add dun sa sinabi ni Isabel, Arnett saw ages between adolescents and adult na meron daw parang large gap between the two ages. Kaya niya ginawa yung emerging adult, which we will be discussing or we will be navigating it with you guys since we're also in this stage. And yung common theme that they found with emerging adults is the feeling of in between. So this is knowing they were pulling clear of the struggles of adolescence and starting to feel responsible for themselves, but still closely tied to their parents and family. So we also use resources sa episode na to. So our source for today is from apa.org. It's entitled Emerging Adults, The In-Between Age by Christopher Monse. So Christopher Monse is the author and Arnett yung sa theory. Ayun. There, we have the scientific facts about emerging adults. So now, let's transition sa experience natin talaga as emerging adults. Here we can be more human.
Yeah.
Talk about our experiences.
How do you feel as an emerging adult?
Personally, I think as an emerging adult, as someone in my early 20s, I think this is an age of exploration, like you guys said. So I'm finding ways to really get out of my comfort zone by trying different hobbies, different interests. But like you said, we're still in between. So I think even though I'm trying to get out of my comfort zone and trying all these different things, I'm still under the care of my parents. So parang in our early 20s, I think medyo dependent pa rin tayo sa mga magulang natin. But we try our best to get out of, parang kung ano tayo as an adolescent. And I think as an emerging adult, there can be a lot of uncertainties na we experience since like us na a year ago, we just got out from college. So parang nag-iba yung buhay natin sa isa't isa. So like, for example, this person is already experiencing this kind of, what do you call this? Parang iba-iba yung timelines na sa isa't isa. And so it can be really daunting, but also I feel like there's beauty in that uncertainty. We just have to be hopeful for what we experience and what we have yet to experience in this era. But right now, I think it's a little nerve-wracking since parang ayun nga, hindi natin alam kung parang ang dami kasing possibilities. Sometimes we can't choose just one. So I think that's what makes it a little nerve-wracking. So yeah, that's me. How about you guys?
I relate with
Um,
what you said so much about how different it is. Na parang we're still kind of living in that adolescent mindset, but now we're in a different age or in an older age. And yeah, some of it we're still depending on our parents. And there's actually a lot of studies on that, like data from all around the world is showing how children are living with their parents longer or depending on their parents longer, and there's a reason for that. It's because of the demands of the work of the world, the demands of the workplace, and then everything's just getting more expensive. So it's not just an individual thing, it's also a society thing. Even the data and everything else is showing us that just being in this stage or all the things that we're facing right now is super valid because of the many factors that it comes with. Kasi, Maren, did you want to share the features of emerging adults?
so there are 5 features of emerging adults: identity exploration and stability, self-focus, feeling in between, and age of possibilities. If I were to choose one, kung ano yung tingin ko na mag-describe sa feeling ko as an emerging adult, it's the age of self-focus. I also agree with Angel nung sinabi niya na it's nerve-wracking. Kasi somehow, when we graduated, parang feeling natin formally introduced to society as an adult. Kasi, college graduate na siya. For others kasi, pag sinabi na college graduate ka na, ang iniisip nila is, maghahanap na siya ng work, alas na siya sa bahay nila, ganyan. So, with the age of self-focus, described din siya as freed of the parent and society-directed routine of school. And this is where young people try to decide what they want to do, where they want to go, and who they want to be with. So before those choices get limited by the constraints of marriage, children, and a career. So I guess it perfectly describes where I am right now. I'm still living with my parents, but at the same time, I also know that my parents are allowing me to decide na rin sa sarili ko what I want to be or how I want my life to be. And ayun, it's really nerve-wracking kasi I guess it's also because of the pressure that I put sa sarili ko. And ayun, with what Angel said kanina na we have different timelines, pero at the same time, there are times na since madami tayong batchmates or friends na kasabay din natin gumraduate, and even if mag-o 1 year pa lang, iba-ibang stages na tayo or iba-iba na yung path natin. And sometimes, pag nakita mo, lalo na ngayon with social media, pag nakita mo, you can't help but ask, you can't help but compare sometimes na oh, I'm at this stage, tapos other people are doing greater things na ganyan. This is also a time to remind ourselves na we all have our own timeline and we have to be patient with ourselves. Ayoko naman ibigay yung pressure na yung decisions na ginagawa mo ngayon would have drastic effects on your future. That is true. Pero at the same time, this is also the perfect age for you to explore. Early 20s pa lang naman tayo. Dami pa tayong time to explore. And also, if there are wrong choices, pwede pa natin gawan ng paraan. And that is how I feel as an emerging adult. What about you, Isabel?
Like just choosing between all of this, I don't know if we're really a bit of everything, but I just want to kind of connect with what you said about how we're in our early 20s. And then if we do make a mistake, we do have time to kind of, I don't know if fix is the word, or just to make it right, basically. I saw this quote na parang, there's really no right decision naman you can make in life. Parang you just need to make a decision in order to move forward. Tapos, own it na lang. Take accountability over it and just try your best to let it be the right decision. I think I would put myself in the same age of self-focus kasi I still kind of find myself in a place na, am I even really an adult? Super thankful for my parents. I'm not parang fully independent, basically. I'm only 23. People will say na parang, you're so young, you're just 23. Like, you don't need to worry about these things of finding the need to be independent, fully independent, or finding the need to even have a partner by now, or yeah, just thinking about marriage and all of that. Because yeah, we do have so much time, and times are changing. Parang the expectations of a 23-year-old right now are very different from the expectations as it was back then. I also find myself in the feeling of being in the in-between. I was just talking to a friend the other day na parang I'm already in another country, but honestly, I'm still thinking about the things that happened last year ganun, back home. I'm still in that place of, even though I graduated a year ago, I'm still going through parang that same kind of stretching or that same tension of things back then, or things even from younger age when you were grade school still affect you to today. Still affect you today. So it's like, where even am I? You're supposed to parang be in this stage na you have things figured out, you have your values figured out, but maybe it's just a whole process or a whole journey of, yeah, just learning how to be patient with yourself and knowing that you have this timeline. Because I noticed how people can, or we can get so discouraged when we're not in a certain place, or when we don't have a certain thing figured out in our lives. Like, for example, if we don't have a job or like a stable job na parang pang lifetime na, we beat ourselves so much about it kasi parang someone has that already. The comparison is so real, especially with social media. That feeling of in between, honestly, I think comes from the comparison. It's that. What about you, Angel?
Honestly, parang nasabi mo na lahat. Like, I lalo na yung in-between. Kasi, gaya nga nun, right now, I'm in the room where I grew up in. So, it reminds me of my childhood, and gaya nung sabi mo na, the things that I've experienced nung bata ako, parang bumabalik din siya ngayon. So, ayun nga, parang I can't say, is this adulting? Parang ganun. Kasi parang bumabalik nga siya. So, very super relate ako dun sa sinabi mo. I also relate to in here yung age of possibilities. Kasi honestly, yung early 20s natin, I think, like I said previously, it's full of uncertainties. And I feel like a year ago, I didn't expect to be here. And I didn't expect na right now, I still don't have my life figured out.
Yeah.
It's a process. I'm trying to open up myself. I'm trying to open myself up rather towards possibilities of different, what I explored during my 20s, if that makes sense. And I think doon din nagde-delve yung age of instability, since we're still trying to figure ourselves out. So we're in a stage where we're trying different things and we're trying to see what sticks. And yeah, I think nag-merge yung mga nafe-feel ko dito sa features. But I also think nag-aano din yung identity exploration, because this is the time where we're trying to see what we really want for ourselves, and we still don't know, but we're in the process of that. So yeah, I think that's
I guess the common word sa ating tatlo is exploration. The feeling of in-between and our old self, exploration and our future self is dun sa in-between na yon we choose kung ano yung magsistay from our past self na dadalhin natin sa exploration or dadalhin natin sa future self. And ano yung aalisin natin or ano yung magiging better self na dadalhin natin sa future. I guess yun yung importance din ng in-between na we can choose now kung ano yung what we believe in. Kasi 'di ba like as children, meron din namang inimpose sa atin na values, beliefs, ganyan. So I guess it's the perfect time for us to also think about it na the in-between, my current state, ano kaya yung values ko. I guess it's part of identity exploration na din. Yung mapapaisip ka din siguro sa sarili mo. I guess that's part of the development, the in-between stage na we can choose ano yung mga values natin or ano yung mga priorities natin, ano yung mga top values na alam natin hindi pwedeng mawala and yan, mga beliefs.
Gusto ko yung sinabi niyo about figuring out what sticks or figuring out what works. Kasi nga, Angel said figuring out what sticks and Maren said about how things were kind of given to us or passed on, whether that's beliefs, faiths, values, and just figuring out really, what do I want? Parang what do I want for my life? Or we can ask that question of what are you aiming for in life? What are we working towards? Or how do you want your life to be or look like? I don't know if I have an answer for that already, but I think I can share a bit that siguro what sticks out to me while listening to you guys was how figuring out what sticks for me has been a journey ever since last year after graduating. And you know what? Just to share, medyo sidetrack. Just to share na those 4 years of college were super, parang we used our brain machine so much. Now we were really consumed basically, and I feel like we didn't have that much time or like school in general. The whole education system, it demands so much from you. So like that whole time, we're just given stuff. Tapos after graduating na lang, that's when we have the time to process a bit. So I feel like I had that time to process a bit. And for me, I grew up in a Christian home. I talked about this a bit in the podcast before, and it's only last year na parang I learned how to make my faith my own, because it wasn't just because my parents believe in God, na I believe in God. It was just last year na I was just really got to explore that. And like just answering the question what I want my life to look like, it's just really grounded on my faith. Well, we're gonna go back to the mom thing again. Why are we
Just
keep going
say it.
back there?
Just say it.
I don't want to keep going back there. This whole podcast is just gonna be about Isabel wanting to be a mom. Anyway, yeah, just I'm honestly working towards that. I'm not really working towards looking for somebody. It's just more of trying to build a life that can support children.
A child.
I guess. A child, yeah. And yeah, having my values. Ayun, kasi that whole discussion about having a child and trying to nurture them well, I think you need to have really good values, a good value system in order to love on a child well or take care of them well. I feel like that's also why I try my best in studying like counseling or just trying to understand human development in general, because yeah, that's what I value, and that's kind of what I'm working towards. Let's see if it'll change, but that's the desire right now. What about you guys?
We can talk more about Isabel being a mom when we talk about the social timeline or the timeline.
Oh, we're
yeah.
actually gonna talk about it.
Why not?
Okay.
Ikaw, Angel, what are you aiming for? Or in general, how do you want your life to be?
Honestly, same din kay Isabel na I kind of found this question a little overwhelming, but then I realized it. And also same with Isabel na in college, I was the type of person kasi na sobrang into the hustle culture and grind never stops. Ganun. I viewed college as this like survival mode ka lagi dapat. Ganun na parang, okay, these are my needs, but I have to to focus on this because I have to pass the semester. Our priorities were so into the academe, so into requirements, the things we need to do to pass. And so after college, I was able to process what I really wanted or like what I needed to grow holistically. And I realized na, oh, you don't have to always be in survival mode. You can still have the drive and the discipline while still working towards the person that you want to be. Your worth doesn't necessarily have to be dependent on what you accomplish. Sometimes you have to take that pressure sa sarili mo. Tanggalin mo yung pressure. Go, go, go. Ganon. Sometimes you have to take care of yourself as well. So that's what I realized. I don't want my life to be this race na lagi ako may kailangang patunayan or na kailangan ko laging may magawa. Ganon. I don't always have to be productive. Currently, I'm trying to aim for a balanced lifestyle. So, kind of like, okay, there's work, but also take care of yourself. You're working to take care of yourself, but you're working towards, for example, a goal na tangible. So, yeah, that's me. How
I
about you?
love that.
Yeah. Ang courageous din of Angel na nagkaroon siya ng ganon na mindset. Ang hirap din kasi because we're living in a society na yun pa rin hustle culture pa din kahit na yung generation natin, we're trying to change that. Pero yung society, major pa din na hustle culture pa din tayo. So, I find that courageous. Si Angel na she already found peace na hindi niya gawing race yung life niya. Like, nahanap na niya yung choice na ganon. And she's aiming for a balanced life. Because I guess for me, I have a specific career that I want to be in. But I'm still working on it. Kaya I don't wanna say it pa sa podcast. You two know what I'm talking about. And because of that, I mean, I want the balanced lifestyle. Pero it's kind of hard for me to imagine it because of the profession that I'm choosing at the moment. But I still want that balanced lifestyle. I also want to enjoy my hobbies and not be pressured na kailangan kong, I guess yun, yung patunayan, yung may kailangan kang patunayan sa society. Yun yung daunting for me. Hindi ko sinasabing it's because of the people around me kasi I also feel the support of other people. Kaya then I want to make them proud. That's part of it. But to answer it simply, how do I want my life to be? I want to be, what do you call it? Yung satisfied. Another word for satisfied.
Content.
Sorry.
Content.
Yeah, yun, content. I want to find contentment in life. Siguro that's also part kung paano natin mahanap yung work-life balance. Kasi if you're already content sa kung anong meron ka sa work or kung anong meron ka, can find the balance. Kasi like, for work, content na ako na ganito yung ginagawa ko, ganito yung salary ko. You can find the balance. For example, you set a time na ito lang yung work and ito lang yung I set for myself. That's how I want my life to be.
It's so inspiring, honestly, listening to you guys. Kasi dun pa lang sa finding a work-life balance, ayun, the rat race. When you said race, I was like, yeah, there's such a rat race out there that people get sucked into. And it's so easy to get sucked into it. But then, being courageous enough to like say, you know what? I don't want to be part of that. Di naman sa negative na parang it's bad to be part of that. But more like, I think I want something different for myself. Just making that decision na parang I want something different for myself. I want to be able to take care of myself. Just even saying that, I think it's pretty inspiring. Because for example, my mom, she would remind me to take care of myself. And a lot of people, I think, need that reminder. So, we are in our early 20s. And we just graduated like almost a year ago pa lang. So, you know what? If we honestly have that figured out, yung learning to take care of ourselves well and having a good balance in life, maybe everything else will follow. Kasi it's a healthy foundation na. And yeah, just trying to be content, that's a good thing to work towards. And I wonder, like, just to challenge it, I wonder if we'll ever even find that in this lifetime, honestly.
Of course.
That's the challenge.
Everything's
You guys
possible.
say.
Yeah. I think with what Marian said about content, I think ang laking bagay din talaga ng social media. No? Because we really can't help ourselves comparing to other people kapag nakikita natin na ka-age natin, ganito na pala yung na-accomplish. But it's a work in progress, I think. think to be contented with what you have. And I definitely think it's possible. It's hard, but it's possible. Yeah, I just wanted to add that. Because yeah, we can get so caught up in comparing ourselves in social media. Especially since ang dami na talagang platforms ngayon. Even yung mga mas bata sa atin, ang dami na na-accomplish. So we can beat up ourselves so much. But once we, yun nga, take care of ourselves, once we try to learn those things, I think it's going to be easier to find content.
I
Mindset,
wonder if it's a
mindset.
practice. Yeah, mindset. Like as
Yeah,
I was listening,
mindset.
like maybe it is just a mindset or a practice. We're all working towards something. But do you have a specific timeline? Like by this age dapat ganito na. Do you have one, Angel?
Honestly. I think it's, oh my god. Personally, when I saw this question, I found it so overwhelming as well. Because kwento lang, I have this cousin. I think she's around 14, and we were jogging here around Balanga. And then she suddenly asked, "Do I know what I want? Ate, alam mo na ba gusto mong mangyari sa buhay?" Parang she was asking me if I had my life figured out. And as someone na not yet, hala hindi pa eh. And then she proceeded to tell me her whole plan, her whole life plan. And then I was like, damn. I was like, I don't even know what I'm gonna have for dinner.
Achiever.
Yeah, I found na some of my close friends and some of my relatives na napag-uusapan namin that they really do have timelines. But then when I think about how, especially now in my 20s or in my early 20s rather, my timeline is not as rigid as everyone else's. So honestly, it boils down to kung ano ba yung pinaprioritize mo. Previously, like I said, when I was in college, I was all about the hustle culture. And then I realized after college na, okay, maybe this is not what I want for the rest of my life. And so I made it a point not to have such a rigid timeline. Siguro I just didn't want to pressure myself too much. I guess life also has a way of humbling you. When you have this mindset right now, it can change tomorrow, it can change a month from now. So I'm just trying not to pressure myself to achieve a lot of things in certain time periods. But honestly, I think it's normal that, it's actually great na people have things that they want to achieve in a certain time period. Kasi it motivates them to track their progress or they have goals in life. So I think ultimately it really just boils down to what you prioritize.
Your younger cousin? I just remembered how I think I did have a timeline before. And I don't know if you guys are thinking the same thing too, but when you're a kid, maybe it's easier to make that timeline because it's nice to dream. It's nice to dream when you're a kid. And yeah, it's fun to just plan these things when you're a kid. I did. After I graduate, after 2 years, I'm gonna get married. And after 2 more years, I'm gonna have kids. Yeah, I had that timeline. Like in high school, we would talk about that sa mga friends ganun. But no, it didn't push through. And I mean, even all the stuff that happened in college or after college, I didn't expect na that would happen or I would live my life that way. So parang life happens. You really won't know what will happen to you. And then it really boils down to your priorities. That's why maybe while this time is not or maybe while this time is a good time or season of our lives to kind of explore or not pressure ourselves too much, it could be a time where we could figure those priorities out. Because I'm a believer of that too, or something that my parents taught me, not to set your priorities straight. But even though I heard that all my life, I don't have those priorities straight at the age of 23. So I want to, and that's something I want to do. Yeah. Do you have a timeline, Maren?
I was gonna say I have, pero it's not rigid as Angel said. Ano lang siya, idea of how I want it to be. Sa motivation nga din siya. But also, after graduation, dun din nasira yung timeline. Kasi first off, wala sa timeline kung magki-K-12 tayo. So,
Sa fair.
parang, di ba parang 23 na, anong age tayo nag-graduate? 21? 22? Sa timeline ko, yung 22, meron na akong stable job. 23 na ako, wala akong stable job. So, kung magpapa-pressure ako sa timeline na ginawa ko before, 'di ba? Parang sobrang sad na 2 years late na ako. But I guess the timeline then, yung basis natin of our timeline that we have set before is also based sa society. Kung ano yung inimpose natin ng society na by age 25. Before, kasi 'di ba by age 25, parang mga mothers na sila or nagpapakasal na sila. Pero ngayon, by age 25, parang konti pa lang yung kilala ko na ready na for marriage. And one of the concerns ko lang din, kaya ako nag-timeline is because I also want to be a mother. And because of that, we have a biological timeline. And yun
Yeah.
talaga yung reason. Kaya malaki yung concern ko because of the timeline. Kasi nga, di ba, mahirap na magka-baby kapag nasa 30s ka na. Or mas humihirap magkaroon ng baby. So, yun lang. Yun lang yung
That's
concern
why
ko.
we're gonna freeze
Timeline.
our eggs.
Yeah. Yun. Yun yung sasabihin ko dapat kanina na nakalimutan ko. 'Di ba parang
Okay.
na-bring up yung motherhood. Tapos, I saw a video on Instagram. Part ng insurance niya, yung pag-freeze ng eggs. Ang ganda ng insurance ni ate.
Magkano kaya yun?
So, super mahal.
Siguro, no? Oh my gosh.
Tsaka ano pala, sa generation natin ngayon, napapansin niyo ba? Pero parang ang daming nagkakasakit.
Oh.
Tapos, parang ang daming sakit na bago ngayon. We should really take care of ourselves. Kaya maganda yung ano natin, yung aim natin na
Yeah.
healthy, na work-life balance.
Yun yung baseline.
Oo.
This is your sign. I think I needed this sign tonight. And if you're listening and you need that sign to take care of your health, yeah, this is your sign to take care of your health. Because there are a lot of I noticed nga a lot of new sicknesses or even sicknesses of old are increasing, unfortunately. That's why I feel like grabe naman yung scientific basis ko. Pero more stress equals sickness.
More
Yeah.
diseases.
Oh my gosh, med bio. Hello. Hello.
No.
Sorry, grabe.
Not ka, diba?
Scientific.
Isabel, stop talking.
Malakas din ba kayo hair fall? Pinasok yung hair fall.
Dati,
Sa
nung
stress,
college.
Stress.
Stress. I changed my shampoo too. I was, malakas yung hair fall ko, tapos I changed my shampoo.
What's your shampoo?
So we can avoid it.
It's color blue, tapos coconut.
Parang alam ko ata, yung maliit ba yun? Yung parang ganun siya.
Oo,
Ah,
yun.
saan na lang, sa Subic ata nabibili yun eh. Wala ata nandito.
Nakasubik.
Mag-i-imbak na tayo.
Buti na.
So yeah, that one. Really good.
As you said, ang ganda nung nasabi natin about having a balance, work-life balance, and taking care of ourselves. And I have a question na this is actually based on what I see on social media. Alam mo yung kanina pa tayo sabi na social media is the reason for comparison, pero yun yung basis ko for the question. But I see other people post about how our generation daw is ang ambitious na ang gusto natin is finding balance in life. Kasi I also hear other people from corporate, yung mga older generation. I'm not generalizing na all older generations have this comment, pero I see other people say na our generation daw, konting overtime lang daw, konting problems with work or hindi nila nagustuhan yung experience nila with work, sinusukuan na daw nila. Like, umaalis, nagko-quit. I guess yung silent quitting then. So, do you guys think na our generation is ambitious for wanting to have the balance in life?
Oh, Angel, I don't have an answer for that.
Baka we're the same.
Grabe.
Baka ma-cancel tayo dito. Honestly, I don't think so. I mean, I think it's going back to kung ano yung pina-prioritize mo. Kasi if you think that, what was it again, yung overtime? And
Mm-mm.
ano yun, parang feeling mo hindi mo deserving yun. then if that's what you value, then I think there's nothing wrong with following that. And there's this, yun nga yung idea before. Naririnig ko din to actually. Onting ano lang, aalis na. Kasi walang iniisip yung mga kabataan pa na responsibilities. But I don't think it should be shamed kasi you know your worth and that's good. Kasi hindi mo tinatay yung sarili mo to what you accomplish. Kasi feeling ko pag you're tied to work, de parang hindi mo nabibigyan ng time yung sarili mo. And doon mo na nabibase yung worth. So really, you have to have a good value system. And kung nakikita ng ibang tao na hindi yun okay, then that's what they think. Pero ikaw sa sarili mo, at least alam mo na what you're doing is good for yourself and there's nothing wrong with that. I think, especially now in our 20s, there's nothing wrong with being selfish. Kasi nga, we have less priorities, but at the same time, we're trying to figure what we believe in and we're growing. I think it really is great na we're learning to grow out of what the previous generation believes in. We're evolving in a way. Kasi nalalaman na natin na, oh, this seems wrong. And we're trying to see na there can be different options or more options from just sticking to what the previous generation believes. It also takes up a lot of courage to implement that in your own life.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's a good thing as well, since we're trying to show other people, or rather the younger generation that are going to follow in our footsteps, na it's okay. It's okay. It's fine na ambitious yung generation natin to find balance, because there's nothing wrong with that. Actually, it's great. Yeah, those are my 2 cents.
2 seeds. Did you just say 2 seeds?
2
Oh,
cents.
2 cents. Those are my 2 cents.
Sorry.
Pwede rin naman.
Here we go again.
Sorry. Your friend who can't hear.
2 cents.
The thing about it is a good thing. Yeah. Finding balance or saying no to things that aren't working anymore. These are the way that things have worked all this time. Doesn't mean na di na ma-improve. And it's not like we're throwing away yung mga standards of our parents or yung mga values of people of wisdom, people who have more experience than us. It's not that. It's that we're taking these standards along with us, tapos maybe shaping our own ano ba yung healthy for our society, or ano ba yung healthy para sa akin. Health, I'm so cliche, but health is really wealth. Just choosing, being able to even make that choice. Being able to make that choice na. I want to choose what's healthy for me is in itself a privilege. Not everyone gets to do that nga. But these little steps of different young people making these decisions can make a positive change, even to those who don't have that privilege nga to even make that healthy choice for themselves. Maybe it's gonna be a domino effect if ever. Yan yung nakikita ko.
I agree with you guys. I guess we are ambitious for starting it. For starting it sa generation natin. For starting the movement. But yeah, someone has to do it. We are learning from the older generations. Nakita na natin kung paano sila ngayon, kung gaano din sila kapagod with work. And we don't want that for ourselves. And we also don't want that for the future generation. So yeah, I agree with Angel that I find this generation courageous for improving, for seeing that there is room for improvement, and choosing to make the move. Or di tayo natatakot na tayo yung magbe-break away from the norms, just so that we can see a better future for ourselves. We can do this, emerging adults.
Something about paving the way rin for others.
Being ambitious, parang just to tie it up, I think once we start this movement, quote unquote, maybe the next generation might be healthier.
Here's to exploring and being courageous.
Cheers to that.
Cheers.
Cheers, guys. Okay. Is there anything else you wanted to share, Angel?
I feel like there's something I want to share, pero nawala na yung, parang nawala sa thought process ko, yung turn of thought ko din. Something about not being afraid of uncertainty, I guess. I think relating lang sa emerging adult, and what we're experiencing now, about how it can be nerve-wracking. There's beauty in uncertainty, and we just have to embrace that. Eventually, I think we will get to where we need to be or where we want to be. But we just have to be patient sa sarili natin. Kahit na hindi pa natin, parang kahit na the road can be, or the path can be blurry, if we just become patient with ourselves, doing things that are aligned with what we want, I think we're eventually gonna get there. So, yeah, there's beauty in uncertainty. How about you guys?
Yes. I guess I have to learn from the two of you. Kasi may similar kayo ulit with loving uncertainty.
We have to talk about this, guys. Yeah, I guess we're all just learning from each other. Yeah, I guess that's why it's important to have positive influences around you, good friends, right?
Yeah, we can use our friends as protective factors. And especially if meron kang friends na same age, you can talk about your experiences with each other. We can also learn from older adults. How did they deal with this stage? I guess in the future, when we have more wisdom, we can also share it and pass it on to the next generation. But for now, let's enjoy the stage of being emerging adults.
We have how many
That-
years to go? 6? 6 years to
Be
make
a-
excuses that we're still in the emerging adulthood stage.
2 years before our brain is fully
Develop.
Quick before we, I just wanted to ask Angel, because you said you were all about the hustle and bustle then. But what made you find the need to take a step back?
I think cause na-realize ko lang din na even before college, I was so hard on myself na I always have to not be the top in class, but more of I always have to deliver in academics. And I feel like na-aggravate lang lalo yun ng college kasi mahirap yung college. um, yeah, it's hard to even just pass. And so I put so much pressure sa sarili ko na I always needed to be at my best even though my health was declining. So majority of college I think I was like that. And then after college I realized na you can experience so many things. Parang hindi mo naman kailangan na laging at your best. Parang ganun, your best can look different in different periods of your life. I think that's a quote somewhere. Na-realize ko na you have to be gentle with yourself. Kasi if you push yourself so much that you forget to take care of yourself, your health will really decline, and at the same time, you won't feel like yourself. And sometimes it takes time then to find yourself once you get lost. So after college, I really told myself, okay, we're going to take a step back. Like, let's re-examine how we want to live our life. Yeah, I think it's really important na nag-unlearn ka din ng mga bagay-bagay na hindi na nag-work para sa. Especially now, we're learning, unlearning, and learning. And then, iintindihan natin kung paano natin gustong mabuhay. I think that's the whole thing about our 20s. Hopefully, we'll get to the stage where, okay, this is I'm already made. Hopefully we get there. But right now we're in this stage where we're still trying to figure things out. So that's one thing I figured out na okay, we can take this balanced lifestyle muna, not just hustle and hustle and hustle because that's really not healthy.
Yeah.
How about you? Parang were you also like that in college? I don't know if it's normal kasi
Yeah, I think ever since grade school. I think kasi, I don't know if both of you relate, but no, I think you guys do. Like in grade school and then you suddenly get a high grade. It's like you're supposed to maintain those high grades throughout your school life. I mean, my parents were never pressuring like that or like dapat ganito yung grade. My parents would never. But for some reason, societal factors, they affect that. Maintain this standard kasi when you're a kid, when you're like grade 1 and then you get this grade and you have this medal, it's like, you're like this eh. So, i-maintain mo yun, like throughout. Parang the label was there already. So I relate with like all about that delivering, being able to deliver or reaching that specific mark, even though it was never imposed on me. How about you, Maren?
Yeah, I think same din with your experiences na, yun nga, early on, na siguro na-introduce na kasi sa atin yung pagiging achiever. And in a way, kahit hindi tayo sabihan ng parents natin na, dapat top 1 ka, ganyan. Pero siguro as a child, nakita na natin kung paano yung effect or paano yung naging rewards and reaction ng ibang tao nung nalaman nila na achiever ka. So, I guess yun, as children, gusto natin makuha yung rewards, gusto natin makuha yung reaction na ganyan, ganun. Kaya, nadala natin until college. And I think isa siya sa crisis ko din at the moment. Parang sa akin yung identity ko na is good student ako. So after college, what's my identity now? Since I'm not studying, how would I be a good student? I
That's a
guess
good one, Marin.
Pero ang hirap din, parang, well, I think, naman siya. Maybe it's a society thing na kung ano yung tingin sa atin ng ibang tao, na nagre-reflect sa kung ano yung tingin natin sa sarili natin. Pero, parang ang hirap niya na nagsistick siya for some reason.
It does.
So, does environment play a big role kaya? Naalala ko lang kasi parang same na same yung kay Isabel sa best friend ko. So, kasi since, parang naging valedictorian siya ng high school, ganun. Tapos minsan kinukwento niya sa akin na yung ganitong teachers, ganun tingin sa kanya na parang ang tali-talino. But when it comes to us, iba yung identity. Iba-iba siya. Depende sa kung sino nakakasama. Maybe environment plays a factor, siguro.
dapat talaga alam mo yung sarili mo para
Mm.
strong ka sa sarili mo. Alam mo yung ano yung gusto mo talaga. Kahit anong sabihin nila. Practice din siya parang mental strength
Mm-mm.
and emotional strength.
I don't know when you're a people pleaser.
Oh my God!
I agree.
Ganun ba kayo, guys? Oh my God.
Si may kilala ako.
You don't know anyone.
Ay, parang alam ko na.
Yeah. No, just listening to what you guys were saying and what Maren was saying na dapat strong ka sa ano mo. I had a recent, what do you call it? Situation. I really had to make that decision to just set that boundary or just draw that line. But as someone who's learning to not be a people pleaser anymore, it took me so many weeks to make that decision. But I finally did. And it wasn't really the people pleasing decision. It was the non-people pleasing decision. But when you do make those decisions, alam mo, they build your value system. It's like that move you finally make for yourself will add to that parang
Boost.
foundation. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
gonna add to
boost.
that. Yeah, it's gonna boost it up and then it's just gonna make it stronger. That one, it's gonna make that value system stronger. And then maybe this early 20s are going to be full of moments like that for me, for us, of just learning to choose talaga. Hindi yung you're just gonna be okay with it just because it's always been that way. But learning to just stand up for what you know is right or stand up for yourself even or what's good for you. And then those will all add up talaga. So yeah. That's what I
Good
just
start.
got from. Thank you. All right. So we've reached the end of the podcast episode. Not the end of the podcast. But yeah, we've spent a lot of time together. Oh, thank you guys for celebrating 6 months and for being here. If you're listening and you've been there since January, thanks for being here. Salamat sa support. And
Thank you.
thank you to our guest, Angel.
Yes, thank you, Angel.
Thank you also. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you
It's
so
been
much.
great. It's been
Yeah.
Sana nag-enjoy ka din, Angel.
super, actually. Parang, feeling ko nagba-bounce back yung ideas. I don't know, parang nire-reflect ko din yung sa sarili kong buhay, yung mga sinasabi natin. And parang,
Validation.
oo,
Yes.
parang ang galing, we're all experiencing the same thing.
Right? Just that comfort. Sobrang,
Yeah.
it's just nice to feel.
Mm-mm.
If you guys enjoyed this episode with Angel, we can show our love to her on social media. So if you'd like to share your social media accounts, Angel.
So you guys can follow me on Instagram at mary.amelin or at TikTok, calm.gelato.
Yeah, so let's follow Angel sa mga social media accounts niya. And if you want to see her again sa podcast, message her.
Yes.
Thank you, Angel.
Thank you, guys. Thank you so much.
And of course, you also have to follow us on Spotify, Instagram, and TikTok, and subscribe on our YouTube channel at Just Do Seed.
I've been Angel.
I've been Marin,
And I've been Isabel.
and this has been Just Do Seeds.
Stay rooted.
Stay growing.
And keep blooming wherever you are planted.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.